Hey, good morning, gang. Saturday morning meeting, the Saturday morning meeting, talking about ToyotaCare. Look, car business is tough enough without working one customer at a time. ToyotaCare gives us the ability to be able to round up our customers, keep them in service, and get them back. So behind me, I've got ToyotaCare package. This is going to come to your customer, and when I hand my customer off to service, I'm going to introduce them to the ASM. I'm going to tell them their name. So for example, my ASM is Bobby. I'm getting out of F&I, got all the paperwork together, and I said, folks, here's the exciting thing. Bobby is going to be your team leader. He's going to be take care of your ToyotaCare. Let me go introduce you to him. And when I introduced him to Bobby, I said, Bobby, this is Mr. and Mrs. Johnson. Taking care of them. They got a brand new Camry. I'm going to give them to you for 5 years, but Bobby, do me a favor. When you get through with them, give them back, and I'll put them in another car. So we've got a relationship built with the ASM and a relationship built with the customer. A retention tool beyond belief. 2 years or 25,000 miles worth of complimentary service. Toyota calls it complimentary. I call it free because you don't have to pay for it. Let me tell you a little bit about the package. So as I move the frame up here, what you're going to see is this comes to the customer. So what we have is we got ToyotaCare, a little card. They can put that on their key. So they get their ToyotaCare number. Clearly, on all the information, it tells them what kind of oil they have. That's huge for the service writer and the technicians. A lot of our cars now have 10,000 mile oil increments. When a customer rolls into the service department with 3,000 miles and starts wearing out the ASM going, I want my oil changed, and he's trying to explain to them, you still have 7,000 miles to go because it's a synthetic blend. Make sure you understand the difference between a conventional oil and a synthetic oil and when the increments are. Remember, 5,000 miles is either just a tire rotation or a tire rotation and a conventional oil change. So look at all the models you sell and know the difference. It's really important. To add on to this, 5,000 mile increment, and it clearly tells the customer what they get. Then 10,000, 15, 20, and 25,000. It should be your goal working with service to make sure the customer comes in for all 5 ToyotaCare coupons. At the end of the 5 ToyotaCare coupons, remember, if the customer came in on schedule, they've had no money out of pocket. Can you imagine 15 years ago if somebody told you could drive the #1 car in America and not have to pay anything for service for the first 2 years of operation? That's mind-numbing. Now remember, you've got to make this big. You've got to talk it up. Because if you make this program huge, then the customer feels like it's huge. We're losing way too many clients after the 2nd or 3rd coupon. They're physically going somewhere else and paying for service. That's costing you money down the road. Remember, the spouse is ready for a car in 1.5 to 2 years. If you keep them in service, your relationship stays alive. Their kids are turning 16. Use your head. ToyotaCare puts money into your future. All right, this is awesome. So 25,000 miles, 5 coupons in, you've done your job. You've worked with service. Now, here's an offer. So when the customer gets to 17,000 miles to 31,000 miles, we can offer ToyotaCare Plus. What's better than that? Now you go to 45,000 miles or an additional 2 years on your ToyotaCare. That pays for the 30, the 35, the 40, and the 45K service. So your customer gets used to coming in and being taken care of. The service department still gets upsells like tires and brakes. We want to be the place that does the brakes. We want to be the place that does the tires, not some aftermarket place. Remember, this is a tremendous value. So it's a savings of $301. The cost is only $299. You add 2 years to roadside assistance. I mean, when the savings is higher than the cost, you've got to consider this as a great option. There's always presents, Father's Day, Mother's Day, birthdays. What do you get your parents? How about 2 more years of complimentary Toyota type service? Bam! Talk about retention. Here's the new sample package out there right now. Hey, Brock, welcome to the Toyota family. Boom, goes in the mail. And then it comes back saying, hey, it's time for your 5,000 mile service. So Toyota, your company, is trying to get the customer to come back in so that you can retain them. And look, oh, Brock, you've missed your 5,000 mile service. So even if they miss the service, they still go after them and try to solicit them back into the service department. Make sure you use your head. If you can be in the service drive the day of their first service, whether it's an oil change and a tire rotation and a multi-point, or just a tire rotation and a multi-point, remember, That's the time you want to ask for referrals, not when you sold them a car, once they've shown the car to all their friends and family members. ToyotaCare, keeping you in the loop and giving you a career. Why have a job when you can have a career? This has been Saturday Morning Meeting. KC Nix trying to make you money. See you guys next Saturday.